In the shadow of the great city of Hastinapur, beside the silver curve of the Yamuna River, lay a quiet hamlet of fisher folk. Huts of mud and thatch lined the water's edge, and the air was thick with the scent of river fish drying in the sun. In this humble village lived a young woman named Satyavati, daughter of the boatman Dasharaja. Though born to a low caste, she was breathtakingly beautiful. Her skin was the color of warm teak, her eyes as dark and luminous as midnight lotuses. A simple cotton sari clung to her lithe frame, and a belt of polished cowrie shells chimed softly when she walked. Her long black hair, fragrant with neem oil, fell to her hips like a midnight river. But despite her beauty, the golden gates of Hastinapur remained closed to her. The world of silk and power was as distant as the moon. Every dawn, Satyavati would push her narrow wooden ferry into the current, her oars smoothed by generations of calloused hands. She ferried travelers across the Yamuna, merchants, wandering holy men, silent widows, each paying her 2 small copper coins for the journey. One golden morning, as the river steamed under the rising sun, a tall figure appeared on the bank. It was the great sage Parashara. His presence was announced by the faint scent of sacred grass and the jingle of Rudraksha beads. His matted hair was piled high like a crown of wild thunder. A single tiger skin draped across his torso, and a saffron dhoti was tied at his waist. In his hand he held a bamboo staff wrapped in copper wire that glinted like captured lightning. His ancient eyes, burning with youthful fire, fixed upon the girl untying her boat. His voice rolled like distant thunder. "Daughter of the river, carry me across these waters." Satyavati pressed her palms together in respect. "As you wish, revered one." She helped him into the ferry, and with practiced grace, pushed off from the shore. The boat glided into the current as smoothly as a swan. Halfway across the river, the sun hung like a molten coin above them. Parashara sat motionless, his gaze never leaving Satyavati's face. He saw not just beauty, but a deep, untouched purity that shimmered like moonlight on still water. He spoke softly, yet his words carried across the river. "Satyavati, within you dwells a divine radiance. The gods have crafted you for a greater purpose. Come to me, let us unite, and from our union shall be born a son whose wisdom will illuminate the world for ages." The oar stilled in her hands. A blush rose on her cheeks. She lowered her eyes, long lashes casting shadows. "Great sage," she whispered, "I am only a fisher girl. My body carries the smell of the river's catch. If people learn of this, my father's honor will be lost in their scorn." Parashara smiled, a smile both tender and terrible. He raised his staff, and the copper wire flared with sudden white fire. "Then let the world forget what it sees." He spoke a single ancient syllable. Instantly, a veil of thick white mist rose from the river, swallowing the sun.
The world vanished. There was no sky, no shore, no Hastinapur, only the gentle rocking of the boat in a sea of cloud. Time itself seemed to pause. "Fear not," Parashara murmured, his voice now intimate. "From this moment, the scent of fish shall leave you forever. Instead, wherever you walk, the fragrance of blue lotuses and musk shall follow. Men will call you Gandhavati, the perfumed one. And none shall ever speak ill of you, for none shall remember this hour." Within that timeless cocoon of mist, beneath the respectful gaze of the gods, the sage and the boatman's daughter became one. The river was their witness, the mist their bridal veil. When the mist dissolved as suddenly as it had come, the sun was exactly where it had been.
Yet everything had changed. Satyavati stood at the stern. Her simple sari, now the color of cream, shot through with threads of gold. Her skin glowed like a moonlit pearl, and the air around her shimmered with the scent of wild lotuses. Parashara stood radiant, the tiger skin once more across his shoulder. 9 months later, on an island of black rock in the middle of the Yamuna, surrounded by circling eagles, Satyavati gave birth to a dark, solemn child. His eyes already held the memory of 1,000 lifetimes. They named him Krishna Dvaipayana, the Dark One born on an island. The world, however, would come to know him by another name, Vyasa, the immortal sage who would one day compile the Vedas and weave the epic threads of the Mahabharata. Parashara placed his hand upon the infant's head. A gentle wind rose, carrying the fragrance of lotuses across the entire kingdom. Then, staff in hand, the great sage stepped into the sky and vanished toward the snow-capped Himalayas. He left behind only the echo of a blessing and the eternal perfume of a fisher girl who had just become a legend.
Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey into myth and legend. If you enjoyed this story, please hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next adventure. See you in the next video.